My friend there, who's not quite sure how he knows me, 20 years, and we live together. So I'm going to test this out myself, just see if it works, okay? So we're going to get a nice cheer. Foreskin! Hey! Sweet, we're cool. Talking of foreskin, as all good anecdotes should start, I want to talk about me and a friend of mine. Now, he's great. He fancies himself as a bit of a geezer. He's what we used to call a cheeky chappy, but what we now call a difficult meeting with HR. But we're great together. We're like a double act. People say we're like a cross between Dick and Dom and Cannon and Ball. Well, they don't really. They just call us Dick and Ball. So we met at college. I'd gone there to do English literature. He'd gone there to do drugs. And it was on drugs that we decided to make a pact. Now, you might have done a pact when you were younger. Like, if we're still single when we're 30, we'll get married. Which is a terrible idea, by the way. Your value as a human being doesn't decrease just because you're 30 or 40. You don't get married for that reason. Do it when you're 50 and fucked. Do it when your shriveled limp dick has the size, shape and smell of the last pickle in the jar. Do it when your fanny is the size, shape and smell of an open bag of skips. Ladies, I love a bag of skips. Fellas, I love a pickle. So we made a pact, and I don't know why, but for some reason we made a pact that if one of us was to get circumcised, the other one would have to eat it. Fry it up with onions and garlic. That was the recipe, I think. And for years, it was a joke, a running joke, but it was fine. Until the circumstances changed. He comes up to me and he says, Louie. Now already I know something's up because he normally calls me, oi, geezer! He says, Louie, I need to go to the cock dock. The cock dock? It's October, that's a bit early for a staff party. He says, no, it ain't an itchy richie. It's worse. It's happened. I need to have a circumcision. What? I freeze, I turn white. I'm really sorry to hear that, mate. I had a really big lunch. I'm not expecting you to eat it, I just want you to come with me because I'm a little bit nervous. Fair enough. Anyone expecting a foreskin to be eaten in this story, you have my apologies, you sick fucks. So he goes up to the hospital, the nurse explains that they're going to put him on a general anaesthetic and they'll perform the procedure. And I don't know if you know about general anaesthetic, but it can make you say and do some rather odd things. They told him to clear his mind, to count back from 10, he should go to sleep and they'll do the operation. 10, 9, 8. Oh, you cunt. Give it back. Give me back my foreskin, you cunt. Give me back my foreskin. Louie needs to eat it. Remembered to use my name that time, didn't he? No, I didn't eat his foreskin, but half the hospital believed that I had designs on his sleeping bag. So think of me and my friend anytime you eat a bag of cheese and onion hula hoops. Yeah, sorry, let's tone it down a bit, I'll tell you about a place that means a lot to me. It's a place called Froggyland. I took my wife there on our honeymoon. I now have an ex-wife. The first thing you need to know about Froggyland is that no, I'm not talking about France. Okay, that's offensive. I would never go to France. Now, Froggyland is filled with stuffed frogs. Again, not a French restaurant. So Froggyland is it's in Croatia, it's filled with taxidermied frogs and they're all doing like normal human activities. Here's a frog drinking a pint. Here's a frog doing gymnastics. Here's a frog eating his mate's foreskin. It's normal human activities. If you're having trouble picturing the place, imagine if Legoland was green, it stank. So, as you can expect, they've got like all the exhibits, and you go through, and they've got a gift shop, and they've got a guest book. And in the guest book, people have written a lot of cute little whimsical little phrases. Oh, it was great hopping over to your pad. I enjoyed all the X-ribbits, which actually is a lot more funnier than what you think about. X-ribbits for dead frogs. But me being me, I rush over to it. My wife is trying to distance herself from me as fast as possible. So she can see the cogs right. She probably knows what I'm going to write before I do. And I pick up the pen with glee and write, hated it, made me want to commit suicide. I'm starting to think I should have taken her to France. Okay, just before I go, I just want to say that the guy in that story of the foreskin is here tonight. His name is Paul. Not Paul Skinback. Not anymore. And just for being a good sport, thanks for letting me tell that story. Thanks, guys.